welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and this is the author's edition. I'm so very excited to have my next guest on the show. You know, his book, The Alien Apocalypse, I think has become a reality. So I don't know if I should put this in fiction or fact or possibly fact fiction. Let's decide later. But I want to
Okay.
thank Mr. Frank Morin for being on the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Oh, anytime, anytime. So I wanted to get into why you wrote this book, because I mean, it is like a fact fiction. It's kind of coming out now that everybody's like, oh, aliens, the government and everything. So tell me, why did you write this book?
Well, it all happened because I had a missing time episode.
What is
So
that? What does that mean?
that means that I was driving down the road and I remember getting to a certain place, and then I don't remember after that. And an hour and a half later, I was where I was supposed to be, where I was going in the first place. And I don't remember anything between that. For that hour and a half, I don't remember anything. But then afterwards, I started thinking about, different aliens and where they come from and why they're here. And so I think a lot of that came from whatever happened in that missing time. Apparently, I got an insight into whatever it is.
Wow.
And
Let me ask you a question. From the point that you literally stopped remembering to the point that you arrived, how long would it have taken you if you remembered? Would it have been an hour and a half?
no, as a matter of fact, that's a good question because as a matter of fact, later on, I said, wait a minute, let me drive that same drive and see what happens. So I drove and I got to where I remember, and then I drove to where I was going to go and went, and it took 3 hours. So really, to me, it looked like an hour and a half, but really it was longer. So
Wait. Okay. So if you would have driven that, it would have taken you 3 hours to get to where you were supposed to be.
right,
But it only took you an hour and a half.
correct.
So how did you get there in an hour and a half?
Apparently, either they picked up my car and me and moved me closer so that when I came through and started driving again, I was closer to where I was going.
No,
And
wait a minute. How much research did you put into this? I want to make sure that I am hearing you correctly, because there's a lot of people out there that probably have gone through the same thing you've gone through. Either they missed time, like it was nighttime, and then all of a sudden now they don't remember anything, and it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I've heard people saying that they remember being outside and all of a sudden they remember being inside and they know they didn't walk inside. I mean, there's just so many different things out there. Tell me about your research on this time lapse that you had.
Unlock the secrets of a better quality of life with Manifestation Psychic Emporium. Experience a spiritual transformation that resonates with your soul. Offering an array of services from candles, conjure oils to spiritual services such as cleansing, healing, mending broken relationships, and much more. Stephanie has been featured on iHeartRadio, radio talk shows, and podcasts around the world. Stephanie is a certified Reiki practitioner, spiritual healer, paranormal investigator, and intuitive life coach with 20+ years of experience. With a global clientele, she has mended broken relationships and much more worldwide. Visit mpsychic.com to shape your destiny. Elevate your life today. Call 713-858-5777 for a brighter future and better quality of life. Until November, a portion of the proceeds goes to Operation Underground Railroad to stop child trafficking and to help bring them home. Our impact: 4,000+ predators arrested, 6,000+ survivors recovered, 1,000+ operations supported. Please raise awareness for the cause and go to ourrescue.org.
Well, most of my research was just trying to see how actually, if you drove the distance, how long would it take you? And that's why I said it would take longer than an hour and a half that I remember missing, because as far as I was concerned, I looked at my watch or whatever, and I said, wow, it only took me an hour and a half to get here. So apparently I was gone 3 hours and I only missed an hour and a half somehow.
You got me. Because I mean, okay, so what did you remember, and did you write it in this book? Because I'm literally like so fascinated about that hour and a half, 3 hours. I mean, did you, I mean, I mean, okay, the only thing I can think about is time travel.
Well, I don't think I did time travel. I think what happened was, this is my own personal understanding of what happened. I think that I went to a UFO and I was there and I was talking to them and they were telling me things, and then they brought me back and put me closer to where I was going. And so really in a time that hour and a half, I actually talked to them and they told me, and I asked them questions and they answered me, because later on, I was thinking, where is this information coming from? I started looking in the Bible, and I never read the Bible, but I started looking in it, and there it was. I was finding what they were talking about. And so I said,
Wow.
okay. And so then I kept reading and finding, looking information, and, like all the different places that they build things, the aliens, well, we call them aliens, but they're not really aliens. But, they apparently built different places. And in my book, it talks about all the places that they left evidence that they had been there.
My goodness. My goodness. So this book is about the revelation that you had of your experience with the aliens.
Well, the alien apocalypse, it means the exposure of aliens. So
Right. My goodness. My goodness. So, all right. So in this book, what are people going to learn about the aliens?
anything they want to learn, they can learn, where do aliens actually come from? Who are the aliens? Who are the extraterrestrials, as we call them, which are really Nephilians, which are children of aliens or angels and human women. And you'll find that in the book. You'll find also that they are really restricted to where they can be. That's why in my book, I put there about them going to the moon, and they actually moved to the moon, and they are living in the moon right now, because they cannot live on Earth, on the actual top of on the surface of the Earth. They have to live either underwater, underground, or in space, like in the moon.
Oh my gosh.
They're restricted as where they can live. And
Wow.
a lot of their attempts were to build cities, and then I guess God told them, nope, you can't do that. I told you, because it says in the Bible that they cannot do that. God told them that you cannot live on the earth. You can live underwater. And in the book, like I said, you'll find that paragraph where it talks about that.
My goodness. My goodness. This has been such a, how would I say, a mystery, and something that people are really, really searching out and trying to find. And there are people out there that are trying to find the aliens. You know what I mean? They're trying to, like Area 51 and all the other places where they have like a lot of alien sightings, and the spaceships and the lights in the sky. There's just so many different things. So your book really is based on not a fiction, it is a fact.
My name is Laertes Muldrow. I'm here with Yaya Diamond, and I have some great stories for you. You can find them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other bookstores. Check them out. Enjoy yourself.
Not only that, but everybody keeps trying to meet aliens the thing is, they've met them. The government just doesn't want to admit it. I mean,
Wait, do they look like us?
well, they're half human, half angels. But the thing is a lot of times, like for instance, the Greys, you know, everybody says, oh, they look like this, the Greys. And those are the people that are thousands of years old. And they're so old that their bodies need covering, and they're covered with a gray material. And that's why we call them Greys. But they're not really actually gray. That's just the covering that they use to protect themselves. Because, you know, they've been out there in space for radiation, all these different things has affected them. Time, as a matter of fact, you know, they're thousands and thousands of years old. So, I mean, if you live thousands of years, I mean, you're going to change, and you're going to have to, you need the covering.
Definitely, definitely. Wow, wow. So do you plan on writing another book about this, or any kind of other book in reference to this?
Well, you know, like I said on the end of my book, I said, when you finish reading, well, let me see. Let me read it for you.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realize that humans are extraterrestrials, and I believe that when you finish reading this book and you seriously ponder the material, one word will come to mind. Wow.
So we, in fact, are not native of Earth.
No, we are natives. They are not. The aliens are not native.
Oh,
The native, the extraterrestrials, which are Nephilians, are half native because their mothers are
right.
human, fathers are aliens or angels. So, but no. We humans are the only really species that is native to Earth. I mean, God created us on Earth, and we're here to stay. And everybody keeps thinking, well, we want to go to Mars, we want to go to all these other planets. We're never going to do it. We're not built for that.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
That's explained in my book too. I explain that in my book.
Wow. Wow. Well, where can people find your book?
Supposedly Amazon and a lot of the book companies that put books up for sale have them. Yeah,
Thank
anywhere.
you. Well, it's just such a pleasure to actually find out about these things, and for people to actually be able to actually find out what your experience was and how it all happened to you. I want to thank you so much, Frank, for being on the show. I appreciate it so very much, and your experience, and for sharing that with us. That is amazing.
Well, I think they'll find the book amazing too.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have that book link in the description box so that people can find it and actually check it out for themselves. I am sure that there are people with, the similar experiences that you have had, and they probably want to check this book out because, people are reaching, people are trying to find out different things. And a lot of people in the world have time gaps, just like you.
Yeah, but not everybody, a lot of times the aliens or the extraterrestrials, as we call them, are what they're trying to do is they're trying to find a way to extend their life, because they are limited to a certain amount of years, and they're trying to extend their life, but it ain't going to work because God didn't allow for that. And
yeah,
no matter what experiments they try and try to take parts from us and put them in theirs or whatever, it's just not going to work.
Oh my goodness. Don't tell me that. Okay. Oh
Well,
my gosh.
it means that they're limited in their lifespan also.
Wow, that's absolutely crazy. Well, I want to thank you so much. We got to get the book. If you want to find out more, go ahead and click on the link in the description box, or copy and paste that into your browser and click enter. It'll take you straight there, and you can check this out for yourselves. This is amazing, and makes you want to think. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. And thank you. Bye.
dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare.